Oh, hey guys. Anyway, yeah, it's back to the regular 30 days, and this is that cool T-shirt. Kind of shows backwards the way this program goes, but it's from the Rewilding Iowa folks. Thanks, guy. Appreciate it. Anyway, so we were up to I think it was day 10 on asking questions of fact, and it was this one where we left off before I went back to the introduction part so that you could do that. Now, um, we're going to get back to day 11 in a minute, but just to recap where we're at and to say what happened. So, we got up to day 10. I took a break to read. The next three installments were from the introduction, so you understood what the book was about and its purpose and the purpose of doing this. And I got a request to post them somewhere on YouTube so that if a person wanted to, they could find and go through in sequence those. So I'm doing that. It's on my YouTube page, but and I'll post that as I finally kind of migrate everything from Facebook to that place. So to recap where we're at, we took a break up here, took a break up in the intro, okay? And then we covered these. Day 1, discover your ignorance. Day 2, strive to be a person of integrity. Day 3, empathize with others. Day 4, deliberately target your purposes. Day 5, don't be a conformist, think for yourself. Day 6, clarify your thinking. Day 7, be relevant, stick to the point. Day 8, be reasonable. Day 9, ask deep questions. And day 10, distinguish among questions of fact, preference, and judgment. That's where we left off, the three kinds of questions. The ones that have a correct answer, the ones that have a subjective opinion, and the ones that have better and worse answers. So that's where we left off. So now we're going to go to day 11. Think through implications. So all thinking has an internal dynamic. It leads somewhere, and when acted upon, has consequences. You can't be a critical thinker if you're insensitive to the many implications inherent in your thinking. So basically, thinking is going to go in a certain direction, and you can't be critical if you don't know about the little tweaks and stuff in the thinking, the very little variables. And likewise, you can't be a critical thinker if you ignore the consequences in your life that follow from the thinking that is driving your thinking. Fools measure actions after they are done by the event. Wise men beforehand by the rules of reason, by Richard Hill. So what are some important consequences of thinking, critical thinking? So what are the consequences of the food you eat and the foods you don't eat? What are the consequences of the amounts of exercise that you do? Or how you spend your time? Or the emotions that you feel and those you ignore? Or of fear, anger, jealousy, and envy in your life? When you consider the implications of what you might do before you do it, you explicitly choose, insofar as you can, the consequences that happen when you act. I'll say that again. When you consider the implications of what you might do before you do it, you explicitly choose, insofar as you can, the consequences that happen when you act. So if you think through things and you think about what that entails, all the facets of what you're thinking about doing, you're actively choosing what you're going to do, and you actively choose the consequences of what you've chosen. Some people simply don't imagine what will or might follow when they act on a decision they have made. They don't think about the consequences of their action. They smoke cigarettes, but are unprepared for lung problems. They don't exercise, but then are unprepared for muscle deterioration. They don't actively develop their minds, but are then unprepared for the increasing inflexibility and closed-mindedness that comes with aging when one fails to do this. I mean, we all, as we get older, I notice that I don't learn as quickly as I used to. I used to be really good at certain things, and like languages, but it's harder. It's just the way an old brain works. And as an aside, one of the best things you can do to prevent that kind of aging in your brain is to learn a language or pick up some math or pick up a skill that you really have had no previous ability with. Pick up music, or if you're a musician, pick up writing. Do something, because what happens is the freeways in your mind start crumbling like real freeways do. And you can't really fix them, but you can build new freeways. And you do that by building new skills you don't have, especially certain kinds like languages and math. They don't realize that everything they do has implications. They don't realize that it is possible to make a habit of thinking through the implications of decisions before acting. So if you imagine what's going to happen if you do things a certain way and you go all the way to the very end of what the results might be before you act, then you're not stuck with what you did without thinking about it. And thus they learn to act more wisely, to live more rationally. Critical, reflective thinkers actively consider the implications of their actions before acting. Look before you leap, right? And modify their behavior accordingly before they experience negative consequences. Not only are there implications for your decisions, but implications are embedded in what you say, in the words you decide to use. That is, the way you use language implies specific things. So, for example, if you say to your wife, in a loud and angry tone, "Why the hell didn't you do the dishes?" you imply, at a minimum, that she should have done the dishes. She knows that she should have done the dishes. She knew you would be upset if she didn't do the dishes. And in the future, under similar circumstances, she better do the dishes unless she wants you to get angry and shout at her. Because implications are connected with or follow from everything you say, choose your words carefully. I mean, that's part of the wisdom that we're brought up with. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Before you say anything, be sure you have thought through the implications of your words. Resolve to use language with care and precision. Be on the lookout for implications of decisions or potential decisions. Implications. What does that imply? What is going to follow from what you do? What's going to be the results, the consequences? Your decisions and that of others. Look on the surface for obvious implications. Look beneath the surface for less obvious implications. Notice the implications of what you say. Look closely at the consequences of your actions. Make a list of all the significant implications of a potential decision before acting. Notice when others fail to think through implications. That's when you just say stuff the way you want to say it. A lot of people admire that now. You just say it, not caring about what might happen from what you say. That's not traditionally in any of our cultures a wise person, especially as you get older. Young people do rash things sometimes, but we shouldn't do that as we get older, hopefully. Look for examples in the newspapers. Notice that some decisions have insignificant results, whereas others, such as a decision to go to war, lead to deadly results and damaged lives. Look for opportunities to help others think through implications. Your children or your significant other, for example, or your colleagues, employees, friends. So here's some strategies for thinking through implications. Look at your life as a set of moment-to-moment options. Some doors open, others close when the other one's open. At any moment, you can do X, Y, or Z. Choice in every moment. Every act or act you don't do, every pattern of actions has outcomes. What outcomes do you want? What must you do to anticipate likely outcomes? The answer is to become a student of your own behavior. Reflect on the likely outcomes of possible decisions and make your decisions more mindfully. When faced with a difficult problem, make a list of the likely implications of dealing with the problem in various ways. If I do this, what's probably going to happen? If I do that, what's the difference in what's going to happen? Then act in the way that's likely to lead to the best outcome in the circumstances. Think about the implications for future health and happiness of the way you are now living your life. Make a list of the implications you will probably face if you continue to live as you are. If you have a weight problem and you continue to drink your soda anyway, and you already have diabetes, there's a likelihood of eventual organ failure, kidney failure, amputation, things like that. That's just the way things unfold. Will you be satisfied with those implications? Concentrate on the likely negative implications of your habits. Carefully observe the language you use when framing your thoughts. Note what is implied by what you say. Note also what is implied by what others say. How do others react to what you say to them? Make a commitment to carefully choose your words before speaking to others. Be aware of what you might imply. And questions you should ask in order to target those implications. If I decide to do X, what is likely to happen? If I decide not to do X, what is likely to happen? If we make this decision in this relationship, what are the likely implications? What were the consequences when we made similar decisions before? You know, they say if you keep doing the same thing and expect different results, that's kind of the definition of crazy. What are the implications of ignoring a specific problem? For example, in an intimate relationship, or in parenting, or in your finances, or your health. If I keep living in the present as I have in the past, what consequences will I likely face? That's what today was about. Day 11, about implications. About what basically it means that if you are going to continue to do something or think something or say something, what is the result going to be? What does that imply? If you don't care about something and you do it anyway, does it really imply that you do care about it? Or does it imply that you're angry about it? Or what's your thinking underneath that? That's what implications are. What does that imply? All right. Hi, John and Mike. We will see you guys later.